do you think really happened with the Epstein files? Well, alls I know, I think it's far deeper than people let on it to be. When you looked at Kash Patel and Dan Bongino come out and say that, he definitely killed himself, they looked white as a ghost, where they might have been telling the truth, but there's also a lot of things that they knew that they weren't saying. You could see in the mannerisms on their face. And what I believe, it's far deeper than the surface level allegations of sex trafficking and exploitation of children. I think it goes far deeper than that. And you got to pay attention to what's going on in the world too. Why isn't the leftist media going absolutely insane about this to try to release more files? If Donald Trump was really complicit in there, if Donald Trump was really on that list, they would be all about it. But what that tells you, it's probably more probable that people on the left are complicit on that list of whatever was going on in that island. The people like Bill Gates that were, 26 times back to the same island? You talk about people that have power, that sort of resources. They could get anything that they want, anytime they want. If they wanted some sort of sexual access, whatever it might be that they were getting on that island, they could get there. It had to have been something far deeper that they couldn't do in the privacy or the confines of their own communities, their own town, or their own homes. There had to have been a far greater reason that they were going there. And if you look at the great patriot, James O'Keefe, undercover investigator, look at some of the videos that are on there, because breaking footage he just released in this past month of inside the kitchen of the mansion, and pay attention to the picture that was hanging on the wall. Very disturbing. Nothing on the wall. It looked like a surgical environment, all white, stainless steel kitchen counter and table, and then above the table is a picture of a naked baby. I think there was something far deeper and darker going down there, some satanic cabal freaking type shit that was happening down there. I would say it's more along the lines of, if you saw the movie Sound of Freedom, adrenochrome. If you don't know what that is, look it up. But I think there was some deep, dark things that were happening on Epstein Island. I think another probability out there as well is that they say there's some foreign diplomats and leaders outside of the U.S. that frequented Epstein's Isle. So this could even be a matter that could disrupt diplomacy at such a level if we were to drop that bombshell that now isn't the time. But the moral of the story, I think the spider web goes so deep and so dark, it's not as simple as just releasing a list, releasing names. I think, if you look back at what it took to take down the mafia in America, it took years and years and years to finally get a RICO case to stick and to finally indict those people. Well, I think this is far darker, deeper. It involves the deep state. And I think it's going to take a lot more complexity to take these people down, whatever that they are into. But no, I don't think the buck stops here. I think there's far more to the Epstein case than most people realize, and that's no conspiracy. Or if you think it's a conspiracy, it's going to be another one of those things, hey, just like COVID, right? So, 2 weeks to flatten the curve, and everybody else, the conspiracy theorists, are going to have another one chalked up on their leaderboard after this one. But I only pray that whatever that they were involved in on Epstein's Isle, like people like Bill Gates and all these individuals that were complicit, they face justice, and more importantly, one day they face God.